8408 locomotive. After an extensive, I guess, 4-year rebuild, we're finally bringing it back onto service. I'm going to say a few words in a minute, but Tom Marshall, our founder here, would like to come up and speak for a few minutes also and give you some stories about the 8408 and also the significance of today, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday of Memorial Day 50 years ago. Tom Marshall.
Thank you, Dave. Is the sound about right? Yep. May 28th, 1966. The first day that the revived Wilmington Western ran passenger trains on the railroad here. Now, it's ironic that the days of the week were identical in 1966 to 2016. Because our first weekend, which we had advertised for a long time, was Memorial Day weekend, May 28, 29, and 30, same as this year. My dad, who was very supportive of the beginnings of our volunteer operation on the Wilmington Western, always said, well, you know, you got a good thing here, but the novelty is going to wear off. Well, I guess it wasn't a novelty, because apparently it hadn't worn off. You know, I was 42 years old in 1966, so that makes me a wobbly, tottery old thing now. However, I'd like to just mention a few amusing things that happened that year. They weren't so amusing at the time. But a few days before we opened, we were trying to get everything here at Greenbank ready for the big event. And the little Kennedyville station had been rebuilt and set alongside the track here, where the present station is now. And I was tacking on some composition shingles on the new roof, and it had a steep roof. And I was holding on for dear life, just about to fall off. And here was Weldon Stump and Bill Lakel. Bill Lakel was the train master at Willsmere. And instead of helping me, they were laughing their heads off. And while I was up there, we got several loads of crushed stone in big dump trucks brought in to try to pave the parking lot. Now let me tell you a little about the parking lot. This area was owned then by the Department of Corrections of the state of Delaware. And the prison was up on the hill here, the other side of the ball field. It was called the Newcastle County Workhouse. Anyway, we had to get permission to lease this parking lot from them, which eventually we did. But this area had been full of victory gardens during World War II. And then for the 20 years after that, it had just grown up. And there were all kinds of weeds and multiflora rose and nettles and everything you can think of back in there. And it was full of springs. And the old timers said, you're never going to park cars back there. Well, we determined we had to do it because we had no other parking lot. So we had ordered all this crushed stone. While I'm on the roof of the station here trying to hang on for dear life, all these trucks come and they get stuck down. And here they are stuck. In that area was full of underground springs. And for several years after that, and maybe you still have to do it, there's Orangeburg pipe and trenches all under there going out to the creek to try to drain those springs. Anyway, somehow we got the trucks pulled out, and most of our passengers that weekend had to park up at the prison at the workhouse up here, or else along Greenbank Road because it was just too soft down in there and they get stuck. Um, our new water tower and tank, which is the same location as the present one, had been erected just prior to our first opening. And it was kind of my baby because I had insisted that we couldn't run steam locomotives here unless we had a water tower down here, and that was right next to the main water line there, so it was a logical place to hook in and get water. Well, Harrison Hall built the tank for us and the tower, and had to order a special spout because even though they were in the wood tank business, they didn't have any orders for railroad tanks in the 1960s. So he found this right kind of a spout. I don't know if it's the same spout that's still on there or not, but it was on the old tank. And so we started to run and use the tank. Well, all was fine except the dropper valve. The quick opening valve to let the water out of the tank through the spout into the tender. And that worked fine till you went to close it. And sometimes it wouldn't close. And I remember many times, I think it's many times, probably was 2 or 3 times, but with my conductor's uniform, climbing up the framework of the tower, up the ladder, the side of the tank, opening the hatch on the top of the tank, reaching down in there to the chain, jiggling the chain to try to seat the valve. By the time the valve was seated, the tank was empty, and about 7,000 gallons of water was out here in the parking lot. So in addition to the springs, we had another water problem, and that was a problem for at least the first year. We finally got a little better sealing arrangement on that valve, but it was a hinged copper valve. Anyway, about 7 or 8 weeks after our first weekend, we thought we'd have a special day, and we would invite all the dignitaries, including Governor Terry and all the people in the House of Representatives and Senate and Dover, General Assembly people, county council people. The county council was brand new. We had just gone levy court system of organization here in Newcastle County, and so they were all invited. Chick Laird, who had been very supportive of our efforts, was invited, and it was to be a big day. And 98 was on the grounds. It wasn't running yet, but it was up the engine house, and it was headed east. So we towed 98 down here, put it on the team track near the water tower there, near where the Yorkland station is now, but the station hadn't been moved there yet. And and 92, of course, was headed the other way, and the plan was to drive a golden spike between the two locomotives and recreate 1869 out in Utah. Well, all was going well, and this trip where the dignitaries would ride for free was to be in the morning because we had 5 afternoon trips to Mount Cuba scheduled starting at 1 o'clock. So Dan Deary was the engineer, and the train was all put together up at the engine house, and the B&O crew came over to inspect it, as they always had to do every morning before we left, and all was well. So they started, I don't remember whether we left Greenbank here, scheduled to leave here about 10:30, I think. It could have been a little later, maybe 11 o'clock. And all this golden spike business was taken care of just before that. Well, anyway, Dan Deary, who was the most experienced, he was a B&O engineer, and he was the first engineer we had who taught a lot of the rest of us. He was engineer that day, and they were coming down. As they came under the bridge under the Kirkwood Highway, a huge piece of steel, I really didn't see it, but it fell down and hit the front of the engine. It must have landed kind of right on one side of the pilot there. And so Deary stopped, and they got out, and whatever it was, they got it out of the way, and they nursed the engine and train into the station here. And right away they called Weldon Stump because he was kind of the shop manager, you'd call it. He was a volunteer, but he was the one that really got the 92 operation for it. So he came down, and he and his crew of fellows and the engine crew were all up the sand inspecting the engine, see how badly damaged it was, see if it could possibly use. The dignitaries down here and the ceremony people who were watching it, they didn't know anything was wrong. So this was one operation up here, another was going on as it should be. Governor Terry hit the spike. I think he hit it and didn't miss it. My dad hit it once, and I hit it a time or two. Well, anyway, that was the golden spike part. But what happened to the locomotive? They found that this sudden jolt when this piece of steel dropped on the pilot had cracked something on the front pony truck. The housing for the truck had a bad crack in it, and it was really unsafe to use. Well, of course, the word was we got to use it. We've got all these dignitaries here. We've got to take them to Mount Cuba. So Stump wired it up. He wired it together, tried to keep it from falling apart, and we took off for Mount Cuba. Well, he rode the pilot all the way to Mount Cuba and back, and fortunately it held up. But we had 5 more trips to run that afternoon. We knew we weren't going to try it with the 92. So we called the B&O, and that's where 8408 came to our rescue. Deary was qualified as a B&O engineer as well as one of our engineers, so I'm sure he ran it all afternoon for the afternoon trips. And as far as we know, that was the first time that 8408 was ever used by the Wilmington and Western and passenger service here on the branch. Thank you.